Don't you ever wish that you could feel happier about your life? Aren't you sick and tired of the stresses and strains of it and just wish that you felt better? Well, back in 1992, Goldie Hawn said to Vanity Fair,
"People used to ask me what I wanted to be when I grew up. And I always said I wanted to be happy. That's just what I wanted to be."
And doesn't that sound like most of us at the end of the day? I used to have a definition of happiness. And for me, it was not being frightened when brown envelopes came through our door. That's how it is for lots of us. There's always something that we aspire to be. And if we could be happy, that would be fantastic. And that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. Now, if you're new here, I'm James. I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years now, and I share advice. I tell life stories of mine, all in the hope that I can encourage you and make you optimistic about your future. So let's get on with it, shall we? There's a lot of misconceptions about happiness. There's a saying that more money increases happiness, and that's not always the case, because the more money you've got, you get additional problems with it too. If you had a big house, it would be great, but you probably have a big garden as well, and if you like me and don't like gardening, that's more stuff to upkeep. If you've got a big house and there's only two of you in there, and there's like 4 or 5 bedrooms, and there's reception rooms, bathrooms, it's all got to be cleaned. Even if you don't use them, they've all got to be cleaned, because otherwise it just becomes a dust harbour. So you end up getting a cleaner in to do it. There's no end of repairs that go on that in a bigger house are going to be more problems than it would be in a smaller house. Having more money does not necessarily mean that life is going to be happier for you. They say that giving is better than receiving. I'm not so sure. What about Christmas time? How about if you give everybody presents and you sit there and you're the one that doesn't get any? How do you feel then? Nah, it's not necessarily true that giving is better than receiving. Not all the time anyway. They say that with more money, you could have more freedom, and you could have the freedom to do what you like. Just imagine you had the freedom. You didn't have to go to work. You could do what you liked all the time. Just imagine you could go on holiday here, there and everywhere. You could spend all the time on holiday. Go into the airport and go up to any one of the counters and say, "Where have you got that we can fly to now? How much baggage have you got, sir?" "None. We'll get stuff when we get there." Just imagine you could do that. How long would it be before you got sick of living out of a suitcase? That's not necessarily the answer either, is it? How about when I lose 2 stone in weight, I'll be happier. When I win the lottery, I'll be happier. When I earn more money, I'll be happier. Have you noticed something about that? Each one of those is, I'll be happier when. So what you're saying is that you're putting off your happiness now until you achieve that goal that you want to achieve. When you can go through all this and you can work towards it, and when you get that, you'll be happier. What about all the time it takes before that? What about if it takes you all your life going for that goal and you don't actually get it? You see, happiness isn't an all-time thing. It's a sometime thing. It happens when and where, doesn't it? So let's take a look at things that can make you happy along the way. I've already talked about going after your goals. When you get your goals, it can make you happy. It may be that you want a really good career and you get into your position that you're after, or you're working towards it, and you're happy because your career is going the way you want. That's great when that happens. One of the things that can make you happy, it certainly makes me happy, having a cuddle with someone I love. It could be my wife, it could be my kids, it could be my grandkids, it could be a friend of mine. I'm very much like my mum. I'm a very tactile kind of person. If I see a cousin of mine, I'll cuddle them, and it always makes me feel good. There seems to be something good about that bonding feeling when you cuddle someone. For some of you, it may be playing with your pet. It might be that you have a dog that you love and you play with it and you take it out and you throw the ball and then all them sorts of things. Playing with your pet is another thing that can make you really happy. Helping others is a great thing to help you boost your feeling of happiness. There is something just really good. It's not a big buzz, but it's something that makes you feel good. There are so many things that help in other people. It doesn't need to be that. You could be helping in your community. You could go on a rubbish litter pick one day and feel good about yourself, and it can make you happy. There's something about doing stuff for other people that makes you feel like quite pleased with yourself, quite happy. And it's amazing how little random acts of kindness can give you a warm fuzzy feeling, even just opening the door for someone as they go into a shop, for instance. There's nothing makes me feel happier than laughing out loud. Have you been with a group of friends and you're talking and joking about with each other and you're just laughing so much you can't stop? That's a feeling that is so joyful, it makes you feel happy. Music, man, when I get my records out of the shelves or a CD and I start to play my music, some of the songs I will burst into song and I will feel so happy. And I think that happens for a lot of us. Music has that ability just to bring a smile to my face. All my favourite songs, your songs, the favourite tunes of yours, the ones that bring a smile to your face. I've been in a car and been singing out loud and noticed that someone's watching me and laughing at me, which makes me laugh as well. So that brings me joy too. All sorts of things can make you happy. None of them, though, seem permanent today. This is the point I'm getting at. We can talk about all these different things, but none of them seem permanent. Happiness is a choice that you make. Life is going to chuck all sorts of obstacles and things in your way that are going to ruin your day if you let it. But you have that choice not to let that get on top of you. You have the ability to wake up in the morning and think today's going to be great. And whatever happens, I'm going to be happy. It's easier said than done, I know. But the truth is, it's up to you. What you have to do, I suppose, is to change your attitude to how your life is. If we wake up dreading the day, we're not going to be happy. That's always going to be the case. But once we decide that we're going to be happier with our lot, and that as the day goes through, no matter what happens, you can be happier. You can feel happy. That's half the battle, I think. Happiness is all about the choices you make. You decide how happy you want to be. You can allow everything to get on top of you, or you can still face all that, but face it with a degree of happiness in your life as your base. Use happiness as a baseline. You can wake up, I'm happy, and then face the day as it comes. Because here's the thing, you can't put off your happiness waiting for something big to happen that's going to make you joyful. We all have those occasions. Have you ever bought a new car? The joy when you first drive it home. It's nice and new, the leather inside smells great, it's polished to the hilt, the sun gleams off of it, it's fantastic. 2 weeks down the road, that's gone. It's just a car, you get in it, you shut the door, you drive. And so lots of things, having the goodies doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be happy. You can't put off the decision to be happy, because there's always going to be a reason to stop you being happy if you allow it. I think it's true that if you're not happy where you are now, you're not going to be happy when you get there. It's all about in your head and making that moment, if you like, and saying, I'm going to be happy today. It's going to be a good day. Your attitude will affect how you are. You make your mind up to be happy and you will start to see the things. Yes, it's not going to happen straight away, but you make your mind up today to be happy. It's not about the things you have. It's about the state of mind. And you can be happy today and tomorrow and the day after. All you have to do is choose to be happy. It's a state of mind. It doesn't depend on other people. It doesn't depend on you getting loads of goodies. You can find that happiness almost anywhere if you're looking for it. And that's all I want to say to you. If you've got anything you'd like to add, then obviously put a comment down below. Happiness comes from within. And the fact of the matter is that you can be as happy as you make up your mind to be. So why not start today? And then when today's over, start again tomorrow. And the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. And what you'll find is over time, your mind and your attitude will get you being happier. And all I'm going to say to you is this. Dare you. I dare you to decide that you're going to be happy today. Start now. Don't let anything get in here other than the fact that you're going to be happy. You can take everything in your stride. You're going to get obstacles. You're going to get people that say stuff that's going to upset you. I know. I'm not perfect. I fall behind too. And if you want to stay happy in your life, click on the video there and we'll talk about some other way of doing it. I'll see you next time.